Tall, blonde, Procyon Nordic humanoids carried out experiments that involved both artificial insemination and interbreeding with primitive humanity. The desired result was to combine the larger brain capacity, and this would be with the tall blondes, with a lung capacity and a respiration system of primitive humanity that was better suited for the Earth's atmosphere. And the sudden emergence of Cro-Magnon Homo sapien humans was the result of this Nordic genetic intervention with evolving primates on Earth. The tall blonde Nordics from Procyon have continued to crossbreed with us humans at many stages of our evolutionary development, and this type of activity still goes on, close quote. Further, their motivation for breeding with humans is to tune up the frequency of our species in order to help us to help ourselves. Their concern is for the well-being of all forms of life, not just humans. The entire biosphere will benefit if we fulfill our positive potential instead of self-destructing and destroying our planet's biosphere in the process.
And that sound and that feeling, that is the frequency and vibrations, what the old world used so predominantly, and the true reason behind all the bells that magically disappeared, or they tell us it was for ammunition for the wars. But many truths get lost in the fog of war. The healing and uplifting properties of bells have been used for generations. But it goes deeper than that, moving us from the true nature of this realm, making us all that much easier to control, question everything from
miles away. I think not. I saw the setup occurring in the cloud patterns from where I was, knowing that tonight would be very likely spectacular to illustrate the placement of the sun in the clouds. And that's also what I'm highlighting here. The position of the sun vanishing from this perspective or setting is considerably more west. It was way over there just even a month ago. Now it's right over here. Take a close look at that cloud that the sun is nestled in the midst of. What do you make of that?
What if I told you that the world we live in is much bigger than you had ever imagined? And what if I told you we were lied to? All the maps, the globe, everything. What if I told you it was all lies? And that in Antarctica, there's a wall. It's an ice wall. And it's said to be 150 to 200 feet high. It goes for miles and miles and miles and miles, all the way around, blocking off anyone from entering the South Pole. And what if I told you that many expeditions went and attacked this wall, and they tried to destroy it? And what if I told you a few of the expeditions, the explorers climbed the wall, and they described what they found. They found a pyramid of snow, which was referred to as terror. And they found a volcano spewing magma, and they called it Mount Erebus. And they said there was many lands beyond the pole. And this ice barrier completely blocked the way. If we look on the old maps, we can see many more continents and countries that are supposedly past this wall. And why was this hidden? Why is our actual world hidden from us? And people can claim that this is a myth, but why did they make the Antarctic Treaty? Why are we blocked from seeing our true world? Why?
Greatest story never told, the mud flood reset. This is part 2.
Pictures from the middle 1800s show the digging out of this mud flood in partially buried communities. Even today one can see buildings with the lower floor and its windows beneath ground level. Some of the recently dug out former streets which are underground are now tourist attractions. The Paris catacombs are the remains of people killed in the early 1800s by energy weapons. Cities across America have a date of conflagration and destruction where most of the old buildings were destroyed. The new controllers want the memory of the old culture removed. Look more closely at the old buildings in your town. Evidence of Tartarian work abounds. Are there old stone buildings with perfect symmetry and remarkable detail? That may have been converted to a city hall? Engineering marvels with marble pillars that are now federal buildings. Elaborate and lavishly ornamented buildings in big cities that now have the name of some corporation. What happened was the Freemasons came and took control of the Freemasonry. Are there statues or towers that seem out of place and are too skilled in craftsmanship for the early pioneers? Old mansions with elegant, efficient and highly elaborate energy radiators that are mistaken for fireplaces? Are the support pillars of old bridges arc-shaped consisting of big stone blocks? You can also see remnants of the old culture from large carved stones that are just lying around. And if they're tall and smooth on each side, maybe they were once obelisks. Do you ever wonder how towns and cities could spring up so fast in the late 1800s when America was supposed to be still in Wild West mode? The truth is the cities were already built. Only in the later 1800s did most of these vacant cities get repopulated. But some areas like the Bronx in New York remain empty, and the excuse was urban decay. Who's the richest and most influential people in your town? Chances are they had ancestors who were given vast tracts of land because of their connections to the new controllers. Nepotism is the rule and favoritism is being played out. The word nepotism is derived from nephew, which originally meant the illegitimate sons of the Pope whom had privileges and offices conferred upon them. Presidents are selected, not elected, and are all related to each other.
This proof that dragons really exist? If you look back across ancient history, whether it's China, Africa, or Rome, you would notice that many pictures often depict humans fighting dragons for survival. However, these pictures were almost always brushed off as the work of imagination. But that might not be true anymore. Well, you see, scientists have now revealed that they found a dragon the size of a small plane frozen in Canada, known as the Pterosaurus, and being one of the few dinosaurs found perfectly preserved, it's just a matter of time before its DNA gets reanimated and roams the Earth again. With so much of the Earth unexplored, experts are wondering how many more frozen mythical creatures are waiting to be found. But for now,
Ogopogo is a lake monster that is sighted in Lake Okanagan, British Columbia, Canada. The indigenous tribes believe that Ogopogo was a water spirit who required sacrifice for safe passage. It's described as a serpent-like creature with smooth dark skin and being up to 40 to 50 feet in length. Ogopogo is speculated as being a basilosaurus, waterspouts, or a misidentification of floating logs.
Extinct animals caught on camera. Megalodon.
During the initial investigation, the agent who was studying the swarm noticed something out in the water.
Okay, kind of a speck.
Yeah, well, at this resolution, it's a speck. When they zoomed in, though, they got this.
It's a little fuzzy, but I'd say that's a shark.
And not just any shark. If you look at this other satellite photo I brought, it was taken at the same resolution of a school bus yard in nearby Sao Paulo. Now, those are 40-foot buses, and when you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
Oh, we've got got your ass. We've got your ass now. Now this is what it looked like after the last reset. So after the fall of the Tartarian Empire, there was a lot of Tartarian tech just lying about, and the settlers, which you know as the founders, moved in and salvaged what they could. I mean, how many times have I told you that these men with the horse and wagon did not build these structures, and this is not their technology? Are you trying to tell me that they would build train tracks, tram lines, and cars, but didn't know how to build an engine? Come on, brother. This is what it would look like in today's day and age. It's like somebody riding up on a horse, finding a jeep, but didn't have a key, and decided to use horsepower. And this is why they used to say, what in tarnations is going on? Because when it came to Tartaria, they didn't have a clue.